All right, good morning, fifth grade. So we're on lesson 21 today, and we're going to be continuing division like we have been doing. We're going to use problems from 103 and 104. You don't have to open up to that because we're going to use our trusty graph paper. So let's go ahead and we're going to get started with the first one. We're going to do 148 divided by 67. And so I like to kind of take a look at this and think to myself, what is the number that is the dividend that goes inside the box? What is being divided up? 148 is being divided up. Please put a number in each box. Make sure you leave plenty of room so that you can have room for numbers on top. 148 is our dividend. 67 is going to be our divisor. So since we're doing 67, in order to get a general idea, like a quick estimate, I usually round 67. And since 67 is closest to 70 than it is 60, I use 70. And we're going to do some skip counting now with 70. So if we know our 7 facts, it helps us pretty much. So 70, 140, 210, 280. I'm going to stop there. Just do some. If I need to do more later, I will. So now we're ready to go ahead and start our division. So I'm going to start with 67. And I'm going to ask myself, can it go into 1? Well, obviously not. Put a little X there. Now we're going to go 67. Can it go into 14? No. All right, 67. Can it go into 148? Yes, yes it can. I'm thinking it's about here, which is 2 times. But remember, this is our estimated. This is 70. We need to try it for 67. So we're going to come over here and do some side math. 67 times, and this would be 2. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12. Add a 1 is 13. 134. That looks pretty good. So my 2 goes on top of the 8 because I'm doing 148. 2 times 67. I figured it out right here. Set it up, subtract, 8 minus 4 is 4, 4 minus 3 is 1, 14 is smaller than 67, so I'm safe. There's no other numbers to bring down, so our answer is 2, remainder 14. So now we're going to check our answer using multiplication. Well, we know that 67, this little x helps remind me, times 2, okay, which we already did over here. So 67, we know that, times 2 equals 134. Now that remainder left over is something I add on. So 134 plus 14 is 148. So I know that my answer to remainder 14 is correct. All right, let's try another one. We'll do 591 divided by 73. 591, the first number is always your dividend. It goes in the box. Please make sure you write a number in each box using the graph paper. 73, right outside the box is our divisor. And I always start with an estimate. Once again, I'm looking at 73. I know that 73 rounds to 70. It's closer to 70 than 80. So I'm going to do some skip counting by 70. The side, please go ahead and do that with me. Once again, it is simply just your 7 facts. I'm going to go a little further because I see this is 590. And I'm going to stop there because I see 560, I see 590, and I'm like, that's actually pretty close. We're going to see. But let's go ahead. We've got our numbers listed. We're going to go ahead and start our division. 73, can it go into 5? Definitely not. 73 now into 59. Nope. Put a little placeholder. That way we make sure our numbers are lined up. 73 into 591. I'm noticing 560, which is 70 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm thinking 8 will work, but I've got to try that out. So I'm going to come and do a little side math using 73. We said 8 times. Let's see if that works. 3 times 8, 24. carry the 2. 7 times 8 is 56, add on 2 is 58. That looks pretty good. So put your 8 at the top. 8 times 73, we already figured it out. 584. Now we have to subtract. Remember, 1 minus 4, can't do it. We got to borrow. Take 1 away from that 9, it becomes an 8. Add the 10 on, you get 11. 11 minus 4 is 7. 8 minus 8 is nothing. 5 minus 5 is nothing. 73 was my divisor. 7 is certainly smaller than 73, so that looks like a pretty good remainder. Remainder 7. In order to check that, we know we need to multiply our divisor with our quotient of 8, so 73 times 8. Look at your side math, you already did that, so you know what that equals. And we know we add on our remainder, 584 plus 7 plus 591. So our answer, 8 remainder 7, is spot on. All right, let's do another one. The only way you get better at this is practice. 759 divided by 94. Make sure you're writing along with me. All right, so the first thing is I take that dividend of, the divisor of 94, and I think, is it closer to 90 or closer to 100? It's closer to 90. So 90 is going to be my estimate. So I'm going to go ahead and list out my 90 facts, or my 9 facts with the 0. All right, listed out a bunch of my 9 facts. That'll help me out when I'm doing my division. Now I'm ready to go ahead and divide. So 94, can it go into 7? No. 94, can it go into 75? We'll look over here. No. Because if it goes one time, it's at least 90. So 94 into 759, I'm looking. This looks to be the closest, which I know is 90 times 8. Times 8. But remember, we're not using these numbers. That's an estimate to get us close. We have to use this number right here, 94. So I'm going to do some side math. 94 times 8. We're going to check that out. 4 times 8 is 32. Put down the 2. Carry the 3. 7 times 8 is 72. Add on the 3 is 75. 752, that looks pretty good. Put your 8 up. We already did 8 times 94. We know it's 752. Subtract, I get 7. 7 is certainly smaller than 94, so a remainder of 7. We're going to go ahead and check with multiplication. So 94 times 8, we've already done that. 752. And we add on our remainder. Plus 7, 759. So therefore, our answer, 8 remainder 7, is perfect. All right, we're going to do one more example together before you get to practice independently. So 653 is going to be our dividend, and we are going to divide by 84. All right. So now we've got our problem set up. Think about 84. Would you round it down to 80 or up to 90? Hopefully you're saying down to 80. So that means for my estimate, I'm going to list my 80 facts. Please do so with me. All right, I think we're pretty good because I'm looking at 653 and I'm getting up to 640 there. And I know the next one is 720. So I'm going to go ahead and start to divide. 84, can it go into 6? No. 84, can it go into 65? No. So 84 into 653. Like I said, when I was listing that out, that caught my eye, which I know is 80 times 8. This is times 8. but I'm not using 80, I gotta use 84. So I have to come off to the side and use 8 and see if that works. 4 times 8 is 32. 8 times 8 is 64. Add on 3 is 67. Uh-oh. 8 did not work. That's why I didn't put it up there. Look at, that's too large. So what should I try? The next one, times 7. So let's come over here. 84 times 7. And this will happen to you quite a bit. But you just have to keep trying numbers. 4 times 8, 28. 8 times 7 is 56. Add on 2 is 58. All right, that looks pretty good. So that means 7 times. We know 7 times 84 is 588. Let's subtract. 3 minus 8, I can't do it. So I need to borrow from this. It becomes a 4. That becomes a 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. 4 minus 8, I can't do it. Got to borrow again. This becomes a 5. This becomes a 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. So 5 minus 5 is nothing. I'm looking at it. Seems like an enormous remainder, but remember, the remainder just has to be less than your divisor. So 65 is less than that. We're going to go ahead and check our work. It's going to be 84 times our quotient of 7, which we already figured out is 588. 588. Add on the remainder. I actually might have to do a little side math here to double check it. 13, 15, 653. Look at that. It does match. So I know that this answer is good. All right, so boys and girls, you are going to be working on exit ticket 21 and Zern 21. Use your graph paper, and yes, you must check your answer as well.